Hello friends, welcome back to the Java lesson. In this video I will talk about border layout. The border layout splits a container into 5 regions and each region can hold only one component. So take care when you are adding a component on the border layout container. The regions are north, south, east, west and center. And if no region is specified, center becomes the default region. Let us see about the constructor of this class. The first one constructor has no arguments and it sets 0 gap between the components. And the second constructor has 2 integer parameters to set the horizontal and vertical gap between components. Now let us see how can we use the border layout. First of all, we have to create an object of it using any one of the constructors. Use the setLayout method on some container like panel. Then now we can use the overloaded add method to add any component with a string constant for a specific reason. The constants are defined in border layout class as north, south, east, west and center. If no constant is specified, the center region becomes the default. Let us start by watching on the console about the border layout class using java.awt.BorderLayout. Now here we can see some string constants are defined here. North, south, east, west, center and some other constants are already defined. Let us start to see how we can use this border layout in our container. First of all, start a notepad with a file name as abc.java or let's say border layout demo.java, demo.java. Yes. Now import some necessary classes. awt.asterisk and create a class. Make it a subclass of frame. Now have a constructor for it. Now just add some button on the frame container. So create some button object. On theory we have seen that there is 5 reasons. I am creating object of button. Button. Now we can add these buttons using add methods. So just I am adding these buttons. Let us set the size of the frame and set the visibility. Now add a main method to execute it. Create instance of this class, and let us check it what happens, what buttons we see on the container. What's happened? We are having only the last one button here. Why? Because the center is the default region, and since we are not adding any button with the specific regions, all the buttons are added on the central region, and only the last one button we are seeing here. So we have to do something so that all those buttons can be added on a specific region. Just exit from this application using Ctrl+C, and now I'm specifying all these buttons with border layout. So this is actually overloaded add method to specify that in which region we want to add a button. And I'm keeping the last one as it is without saying which region. So we know that center is default region, so button 5 will be added in the center. So let's check it, save it, now compile, and once again execute this one program. Yeah, we got this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And here we see that without specifying the specific reason, the button 5 is added on the center because the center is default region. And if we will not say the specific reason, the component will be added in the center, and it will fill the entire region. It will resize the component to fill the entire region. It's important to keep in mind that if we will not specify the region of a component, it will be added on the center, and if there is no component in other region, then the central component will be resized to fill the entire region. How we can comment all these and just left the west and the center. Let us compile once again and execute. We can see that since I have kept only one button and on west, so the central button is resized to fill the entire region. Remove all this comment. So in this way, once again I'm executing the same program. In this way we can add a component in different region by specifying the specific region through the string constant like BorderLayout.North, BorderLayout.South and so on. We can also say here that it's BorderLayout.Center. It's not an issue, but it's not necessary because it is already a default region. Recompile and recheck. Once again it is on the central region. So there is no, if you want to add a component on center, it is not necessary to specify the region. Okay, exit this application by pressing Ctrl+C. Now the question is how to add more than one component in a single region. So let's check it. Now to add more than one component in a specific region, we can add a panel since panel is a borderless and titleless rectangular region, so we can use panel to add multiple components. And since panel has a flow layout as a default layout, all the component will be added with left to right and top to bottom fashion. Let's start. Now we have added 3 different buttons on the panel, and instead of adding button 1, if we will add panel 1, all the buttons added in the panel will be added in the north region by using P1. And since we can add only one component, we are adding actually only one panel in the north, there is no problem. The panel will be resized to fill the entire region, and our button will be shown on that panel, which is kept in north region of the frame. So let's view it. Save. So here we got 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3 buttons here, and the background is actually a panel. If you wish to see is it panel or not, just set background color of the panel to check it. So I'm adding a background color to, let's say, color dot red. So let's once again start by compiling, and here we can see that the panel's color, which is red, is filled the entire region of north side, and our buttons are visible here. So in this way we can add multiple components on any specific region by using panel as a container. Thank you.